let's talk a little bit about the right fielder. So the right fielder's cover area is approximately this. But the right fielder also has several other responsibilities. First and foremost is to get to the ball. Secondly is to make sure that they back up. So a hit to the second baseman or the first baseman, the right fielder should be moving in to back up those balls that are hit to the second baseman and first baseman. Just in case it gets through, they can then get the ball. The other thing that's kind of unique to the right fielder is a hard ground ball hit or a line drive that bounces right in front of the right fielder. The right fielder could possibly, if played right, get the ball and quickly throw out the runner who is running to first base. Now that's key for the first baseman to not fall asleep if a ball is hit either past them on the ground or in the air, to get to first to make sure that they're stretching to receive that ball that's coming in, hopefully from the right fielder, because they're paying attention. So, depending on if the runner who just hit the ball is, maybe a little bit slower than the other kids, or the ball is hit to you really quickly and it gets to you really quickly because it's a hard ground ball, or a ball that kind of bounces in front of you and you pick it up, quickly throw it to first. And again, that's why our catcher should be rotating over also, to make sure we're into position in case the ball goes over the first baseman in a play like that, so that we can prevent the runner from going to second. The other critical part of the right fielder is backing up. So if there is a ball hit to the third baseman or the shortstop, the right fielder needs to come over and cover the backup in case it gets over the first baseman's head. So if the third baseman gets the ball and then throws it and it goes over the first baseman's head, the right fielder is now in position to back up and prevent that runner from going to second. Now the other key is, and the right fielder needs to pay attention to this, obviously the first job is to get the ball. But if the batter or the runner runs and then makes an effort to either go to second or turns towards second, the right fielder can go and tag that person out. Now, in any situation where the right fielder gets the overthrow and the runner overruns first base like they should, we want to tag that runner. The worst thing that could happen is the umpire calls the runner safe. The best thing that can happen is we get that runner out because they made an attempt to go to second in the umpire's eyes, and we now have that runner because they're off the base. Now that also holds true when we're running to first base. Do not turn your body towards second base when you overrun first base. Make an arc or kind of run in and turn towards the first base side or the first base dugout to show that you are not making an attempt to run to second base. So the right fielder needs to make sure that on any ball, again, it could be to the pitcher, the shortstop, or the third baseman, they are breaking to get the backup and back up any sort of throw that comes this way. So then we can back it up, and again, because what's happened sometimes is the runner comes over, makes a step towards second, sees that we have the ball, and then they come back. Now what you can also do is just flip it to the first baseman, because the first baseman obviously should be on first, and it's an overthrow. So then it comes back here. If the right fielder picks it up, just flip it or throw it to the first baseman off the bag, and then just tag the runner who just touched the base and overran the base. Now again, it's not your call whether or not he attempted to go to second. It is the umpire's call. Worst case scenario is the umpire calls him safe, which is not a huge deal. We backed up the throw and we prevented that runner from going to second base. But you never know. We might be able to get an extra out there. And knowing, what we can do in that situation is always good. Again, anything hit in the outfield, the right fielder needs to make an attempt to go towards those balls along with the center fielder, and whoever gets there first needs to pick up the ball, step and throw, and hit the cutoff. In these instances, anything in this area, if the ball is hit, is the second baseman's cutoff. So the second baseman will come out and get the cutoff depending on where we're throwing it, and the right fielder or center fielder will then throw a strike to our second baseman in order to get the ball into the infield as quickly as possible.